Cheli, when's the last time you had a confession?
I've never confessed to anything because I've never sinned.
Oh.
And also, that's not my religion.
Oh, yeah, you didn't do confessions.
No, I didn't.
We did.
How was it?
I think I was like in 3rd grade when I did my first communion. But at that point, it was like a duo. You did your first communion and your confirmation in one. Thank God, because if I had to do my confirmation in high school, I wouldn't have done it. I would have said no, and my mom would have been very disappointed, but it's okay. And I remember so vividly that I was so scared to get a confession because also I didn't understand what I had to confess to. I was
perfect,
beautiful, perfect child. Like, I did no wrong. And it's so funny because I sat in there and the priest was sitting across from me, and I was like,
isn't there supposed to be a box?
Yeah, we were supposed to be in a box, but I don't know why we weren't. Like, he was just sitting across from me like he was a therapist. And I don't remember what I said to him or what I confessed to, but it wasn't a lot. And so he started listing things like, okay, well, do you talk back to your parents? Do you do this? Do you do that? And I was like, no. I remember I kept saying...
kind of great.
I remember I kept saying no. And I was like, no. And he was like, okay, 3 Hail Marys, bye.
Dang. That's crazy. I remember my friends all did their first communion when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah?
And I do remember one specifically telling me... Yes. I remember one specifically telling me that when he did his confession, it was like a random one, but I guess the priest did it on a mic. So like you would go in and they wouldn't see you, but everyone was listening to your confession.
Oh my God.
And I was like, isn't that
illegal?
I don't think Jesus would allow that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so... What would I confess to right now? What's your biggest sin right now?
My biggest sin?
Loving too much?
Loving too hard?
I know. Being too perfect, being too funny.
Not being religious? Was that too real?
Do you feel like you're spiritual?
In theory.
I get it.
But in practice, what do I do?
Love, care, empathize. I
think I am spiritual, but like, I feel like I need to do more.
I agree with you for myself. I think right now I am not spiritual, but I do appreciate religion a lot.
That makes one of us.
Well, I can go on, but I fear they may come for me.
I can go on, but I don't think people would be happy with us. But also, we're talking about priest. Hold up. If you're here, how religious can you be?
How religious are you? And they're like, they caught me. And they like exit out.
Like, please shut up.
Stay here, please. Stay here.
Stay here to the end.
A lot of religious talk in this one. Not at all.
Whoa.
Jesus will not be mentioned once except for now and never again.
No, he will be. There's certain scenes where he's there.
Where he's...
How
could I forget?
He's in the vicinity.
How could I forget? Do you think a book about worship and sex can fix your life?
Yes.
Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast that fixes lives one prayer at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
Every religious joke you hear is just a joke.
Disclaimer.
It's never serious, and I don't want to ever put anyone down for what they believe in.
Right.
As long as you are not harming anyone, you are totally okay.
Also, disclaimer, we do have strong opinions a lot of the times.
Yes.
So reading is subjective. If you disagree with us, someone out there agrees with you. I know they do.
You'll find them. You'll find them. I think that
I had a weird experience with this book.
And I had many weird experiences with this book. Some religious. So before
I actually turned to God after this.
I have a confession. Oh my God. Anytime I say the word now. Before we start, I do want to bring up that we do have a book club.
Oh, yes, we do.
On Fable and on Goodreads. Our book of the month
is going to be the Strawberry Patch House.
The Strawberry Pancake Patch House.
No, the Strawberry Patch Pancake House.
The Strawberry House Pancake Patch. Just mix them up.
By Lori Gilmore. It is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series. So you can find that discussion in Fable and Goodreads under the Book Fix pod. And we're going to be talking about it at the end of April.
Yes. Also, if you want to just find the links to our Goodreads and our Fable, you can go to our link tree, linktr.ee/thebookfix. Mm-hmm. Look at us. A couple of cards. So Jesus. So God.
Let's talk about
love,
Jesus.
So life. I have never felt so put off by a book so quickly.
Ooh.
The last book that I was put off by this quickly was when we read that Tommy book.
Oh, Rotten Tommy.
Rotten Tommy. Shout out.
Oh my God, that one was...
That one, I also immediately did not care for it.
Why did you... What part? What part were you like, I'm turned all the way off?
I hated that it was just an immediate... Oh my God. Imagine this. A priest in slacks. Oh, sorry. In jeans.
Skinny jeans, too.
First thing he's going to have to confess to. But he was just in...
In the Bible, it says you can't wear Levi's.
Thy who wear Levi.
Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. Add a chapter after Revelations. Call it Book Fix. This is amazing. Okay, write them down. I was so turned off by the fact that he didn't struggle with this immediately.
No, and it's crazy because at the start of this book, priest Tyler Bell, Bell, right? He immediately was like, oh my God, this sexy girl just walked in and I can't really see her, but I catch a glimpse of her white skin and red lips and dark hair. And I could just tell she's so sexy. Oh my God.
Isn't the confession box, I've never been in one because I've never had to confess.
I'm just
isn't
too
it just
perfect.
kind of like it's not like you can see each other, but there is like a mesh thing just because you talk through there.
Oh, yes.
I could just imagine
from what
him.
I've seen in TV.
He, eyes wide open. He's looking through that and she's like, what?
Oh, actually, you know what? I have gotten a more recent confession. I had to.
When?
My sister, because I love her so much.
I know you do.
She forced me to get a confession. And you know what? Let me tell you. I was so nervous. I was like, this priest is going to see right through me. And he's going to be like, on October 7th.
Where were you?
I know.
Because he knows.
You know the dirty, nasty things you were doing that day. And so I had to do it because I was going to be my niece's madrina, her godmother, for her baptism. And she was like, no, we have to go to get a confession. And here I was thinking like, oh, we're going to have, the priest is going to sign a paper to prove that we got confessed.
Yeah.
No, they just believed me that I got confessed. I could have just not gotten confessed. Damn. And so that one was like a mesh thing, but I could not see him at all. So.
Oh, but
he could see me.
He's right there. He's just peeking.
Yeah.
It's a two-way thing. It's clear on his side.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That's really scary.
But in our story, Tyler.
By the way, trigger warning. There are some really dark things in this book. But that's not just the blasphemy.
Yes. Thank you.
There's more to it.
There is a lot.
Yeah. So they
trigger warning.
They talk about someone taking their life.
Yes. And essay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he, in the booth, doesn't even see her the first time, but automatically is so into her voice.
Oh my God. He's like fantasizing over her voice.
And she says something, and the way that he responds, he goes like, not really. But then he's like, but I said it in the voice from back then.
The voice from 3 years ago where I would take what I wanted.
Fuck. Sorry.
Out of everything. And that's what's going to get us in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine every time he curses, the clouds just come?
But all of the impure thoughts, it's like,
nah, it's fine. It's cool. Fine. Nah, Jesus is cool with this.
Yeah, he's cool.
So
he really did not struggle.
No, and the thing is, he struggled throughout the book after that. But it didn't really seem like he did. He was over here like, I'll never fall for this. But he never once denied her. Never once.
He even admitted, like, oh my God, I did the thing. My false idol is her. But, like, I just love her too good.
I love her too good, love her too much. So they both have this mutual attraction to each other. And
she gets there because she's not religious, but she was like, okay, I did something bad.
Yes.
So she's a stripper, and she had this, like, longtime crush, old boyfriend, old fling kind of thing with this, like, really wealthy guy named Sterling.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting married to another wealthy girl. Also, our girl main character also comes from a wealthy family.
Yes.
So, and she was stripping, and then one day this old boyfriend who is now married comes in, and she ends up doing things with him, even though she knew that she would just end up the mistress.
Even though she was supposed to marry him. The only reason he chose not to was because she was always just, she slept around. She loved sex too much. So they, he chose the safer option.
He chose, like, what would look good for appearances.
Yes. This was her biggest sin. But my God, this girl was so detailed with before she even mentioned the sin, she would talk about every instance of being aroused at her job.
Oh, and she would spare no detail.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She would be like, this is how I want to be touched.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Man in the other side of the box, like, oh my God.
The priest was just like, oh my God, what is she talking about? Did we say who this book was by?
No. And I don't remember.
I want to say Sierra Simone.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Sierra Simone.
She was too detailed. And like I said, there was no struggle with this man. He was completely turned on. And did he have no trouble pleasuring himself, or was that also a sin? Because he talked about it a lot.
So he had made, like, one comment, I think after the second time he saw her, where he was like, I had not touched myself in the last 3 years, and honestly, it was not a big deal. Like, he had no desire. But now all of a sudden, her coming in, the desires multiplied and just kind of, like, hit him.
Oh my gosh. He's a priest.
Yeah.
Okay. Do priests actually have to swear celibacy? Is that a thing?
I think so.
I thought priests were married.
To God.
Oh, true.
Oh, actually, I have no idea.
That feels crazy. And the thing is, I thought that this book was going to go towards, no, but we still want you to be our priest, even if you are just kind of being freaky with your wife. I thought that's where this was going.
Oh.
Because to be freaky under the Lord, that just felt right to me. And
I thought it was going to be like, oh, but you have to at least marry her and then be freaky out.
And then, oh, that's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, but no.
Be freaky in the house of God, which, spoiler alert.
They were.
They were. How did you feel? Okay, so the biggest, like...
conflict.
Not conflict, but finally things were going on was when she was in the box and she was telling him about all this stuff and he was getting turned on and he was thinking to himself, would she notice if I started pleasuring myself while she's talking to me? But then she makes a comment like, gosh, my head's still in, like, I'm just so turned on all the time. Even now, you know what? Never mind.
And she wants to leave.
Yeah, and she starts to leave.
And he stops her.
And it's crazy because the paragraph before this, he talks about how he's just so turned on that it's so obvious. And he stops her. And I'm just like, this bitch better not look down. If she looks down, oh my God, I'm going to die of mortification. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh. It's going to be obvious immediately.
Okay, so she starts to walk away and he's so she starts to walk away and then he just goes like, stop, turn around,
bend over
and say a prayer with me.
Yeah, that's what happened.
You ever?
No.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I don't think I've ever read a book where like the majority of it is spice. I felt like 80% was spice.
And it's been a while since we've read something with this much spice. Mm-hmm. You're right. This is the most we've ever read. Mm-hmm. As I was reading it, I was like, what are we going to talk about?
the spice?
Because we can't. It's so much sin goes on in there.
Like I said, I turned to God after this book. Suddenly I'm religious.
It's like you look at like the day this came out and align that with like how many people go to church, and all of a sudden the spike
it just went right up.
I can't. And here's the thing that bothers me the most. There is his backstory, which is he had a sister.
He comes from a family of 4 boys and 1 girl.
Yes. And his sister, it's mentioned very early on that she unfortunately took her life. And she had a situation in which a priest that she very much trusted took advantage of her. Mm-hmm. And he's having a conversation with his mom when this is revealed. And the mom brings up, like, I wish I would have seen the signs. I wish I was paying attention. And even he's thinking, like, yeah, because there were moments where I felt like she wanted to tell me something, but I wasn't paying attention. But then he was saying, like, but what can we do about it now?
Yeah.
You know, she wouldn't want this for us. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And it's sad. But that, I don't know why that was added into this book.
Because it kind of felt like there was the moment when he was with Poppy. We never said her name. Her name's Poppy. Mm-hmm. And they were being intimate with each other. And then there was a moment when she was like, is it because of your sister that you find it so difficult to be vulnerable with me? And I just kind of felt like, okay, I understand, but also like you're not setting that great of an example as a priest either. Yeah. So I just feel like it wasn't that effective, whatever it was that they were trying to do in the book. I just don't think it worked.
And I think there was a point too in this book where they tried to parallel it because, like you said, the Poppy, she was in a very bad relationship and she did take part in like basically an affair. That guy comes back and he's so jealous of him.
Of the priest, yeah.
But the priest is also very jealous of Sterling, this other guy. That there's a moment where he goes home to her and is so angry at her and basically takes advantage of her.
Yes.
And then afterwards.
But it's like they try to justify it because even early on, she would tell him like, oh, don't be gentle with me.
Yes.
Like, I like it when you're rougher with me. So even in that moment, I think he thought that too, where he was like, oh, but she doesn't like it when I hold back.
But it felt so wrong because the way it felt like immediately when it happened, she felt like she needed to comfort him.
Oh, yeah.
And then
she did comfort him.
It never slowed down by that point because she was very much like, take a shower. Okay, you need to do this now. You need to go to your bed. You need to sit down. You need to do this. You need to come with me. And it's like, are you guys not going to talk about this? You're making it seem like you're taking him somewhere so important. And she ended up taking him to her strip club because she felt like it would be good for him to be able to let go in a place where it's allowed. He just took advantage of you.
Yeah.
And she was justifying it with like, no, but it's okay because I'm a grown woman who can consent to things. And it's like, but you didn't. And that's the biggest thing. Even if it's someone you love and even if you were about to say yes, you didn't.
And he was pissed because of Sterling. Like it really, really made him so jealous. And I think I don't think she took him to the strip club because I remember that she was like, well, in this moment, Because I remember that she was like, go to sleep. I'll be here.
That happened first.
I'll be here when you wake up. And then when he woke up, he was like, I'm so sorry that I did that. I don't know who that was. Like, something took over me. And she was like, no, it's okay. I liked it. Or whatever.
Yep.
But I agree with you, though, that it gave me the ick. Well, I mean, I got the ick pretty early on, but that also gave me the ick.
This is just... I don't think... assumption.
Okay, yeah.
This is a quick assumption.
Okay.
I don't think the person that wrote this is not religious.
What? Can you imagine if she was?
This girl, good for you for writing this. You really let out what you love. Good for you. You, for real, probably just looked up good ass Bible quotes. Enter.
Me. Me when I need to pick me up.
I can't. It irritated me so much that there would just be Bible lore, like full on, this is why I'm the priest. And I'm like, whoa, am I religious? Like, what's happening right now?
Am I being converted right now? But then he used the baptism oil as lube. So then I was like, never mind. I'm back here.
Wait, this is what goes on at church? Oh, no one told me about this part. Crazy.
God, that was crazy. I don't think she's religious. Because
she might be, though. She might be really into Jesus.
If I ever wrote a book like this,
I'd support you. I would support. I would do my best and my darnest to get you to have a book signing right in front of a church. That's what I would do. Oh my God. Sexy priest costumes?
The nun?
Kidding me? Yes. Oh. A breakdancing nun, but she's wearing like a thong. I
was gonna say, if I ever wrote a story, not like this, but like just shocking like this, you better believe that I would have the craziest pen name. You would never be able to. You would never know that this is me.
You can't find me. That's a pen name of my pen name.
And the pen name of that.
That's beautiful. It's going to be really hard, though, because I will hype you up. And they're like, why is Cheli hyping up this random indie author?
It's like Stephanie King.
I know. Tim.
Stephanie, so they know I'm Mexican.
Stephanie King. Stephen King's like, oh my God. I would support you, queen. It's funny. I can hate this right now. Next episode, she wrote gold.
It was just so good. I had to read it again.
We call it Priest 2.
It's like a whole different author. That is so funny.
Oh my God.
No, I felt disgusting reading this book.
but like
shame. I was like, I haven't felt religious shame in so long.
You go to the confession box and like, you haven't heard from me in a while.
Last time I came, I didn't want to be here, but now I really do. You ever heard of Priest by Sierra Simone?
He comes out of his box. I know. By Sierra.
I love that book.
I can't. But the thing is, okay, hear me out.
You love the jealousy. I just know it.
I didn't care about that.
Oh.
I think I think I'm a fan of the spice.
Oh, you are?
I think I was.
No,
I ate it up.
Oh my God, no, the spice is written really well.
Oh my God. I felt, sorry to really, I don't know if this is a religious joke. I felt blessed reading this.
As you should.
I think that it was so beautifully written. And I think that when it wasn't being gross, they communicated pretty well what they liked. That's my only plus of this book. The only one out there. Okay, so
that's fair.
That's it. That's the only thing I liked.
I just got really annoyed at how contradictory this certain moment was. I want to see if you like picked it up while you were reading it. So there was a moment when Tyler was like, I think he was by himself thinking about Poppy. And he was thinking, oh my God, for Poppy, like I could see myself being like a teacher. I could see myself teaching at a university. I could change my whole life for this girl, like because I could be so happy with her. But then cut to the moment when he sees her, and then she's feeling really dejected and like kind of embarrassed, but because she feels like she's turning his life upside down, and she feels kind of like, ooh,
bad.
Sorry, I feel kind of bad about it. And she brings it up, but then he's like, yeah, I just love the priesthood so much. You know, I just love my job. So I was like, wait,
That was the whole book, though.
You were just thinking that you were going to give it up, but now it's like, no, I love my job.
How could I give him up?
How could I do this?
The big G in the S, the guy in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
He did say at one point, though, that he was going to give everything up because after they had sex, like I think the first time they had it, he had brought up like, and at that point, at my peak, I was one with her, but also one with him.
Oh, God.
And then after they finished, they're both like, you felt that too, right?
Oh, yes.
Me, you, and the heavenly ghost?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's kind of a crazy thing to say.
Uh-huh.
If I, and he, I'm gone. That feels, and the thing is, I understand feeling such religious, like, you're so religiously moved.
Mm-hmm.
But it just felt wrong for him to say that
Mm-hmm.
while he's dealing with all this.
Yeah. But then also he never felt bad. Even when he started to be caught by other people that he was with Poppy, it kind of just felt like, don't tell him. Yeah, you won't tell anyone? Okay, thank you. Chill.
Okay, but when the second person figured out, I think her name was Millie,
Mm-hmm.
when she figured out, I was under the impression, because the whole time she was like, you go be 29, you go be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was caught, she was like, you gotta choose. I'm like, you turned on me so fast. I thought you were here with me. You were my ride or die.
He does have to choose.
And he did have to choose.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Dang. Amen. He literally had his last sermon, picked up his mic, and all y'all bitches, you didn't think I'd find the one? Poppy, stand up!
That's not how it happened.
He had his last sermon, and let me put my mic down. He had his last sermon, and he basically said, like, we need to choose love. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go choose love. And it was very ambiguous because it confused some of the crowd. Mm-hmm. But he did put in like I guess you put in your 2 weeks if you're a priest.
No,
your 2 heavenly weeks.
He called the bishop, I think.
He texted him. He didn't call him.
Oh, he texted him. But then also that's the moment when he saw Poppy with Sterling. And he thought that they like kissed or something.
Did they?
I think they did. But that's what he saw. And then he was like crying and he left and went to his friends. And then that's when he called the bishop and was like, JK, I'm not quitting.
But there's these pictures of you that were released.
Oh, yeah. The bishop said there's pictures of you.
Holy water?
With the holy water?
I prayed on the floor. I know. God, cover your ears. It's about to get ugly in here.
With the oil that we used for the bautizos? You bitch.
He was so heartbroken. And I felt so... Dude, I thought after that happened, I was like, so he ends up with no one? That really? You put me through this whole... There's only 5 chapters left. Mm-hmm. How are you going to redeem someone who cheated on him?
Yeah.
But I still didn't like him. But I felt... I have a heart.
You still felt bad.
I felt bad.
Yeah, I mean, no priesthood, no bitches.
Gosh. You know they go hand in hand. I hated that this ended with him going to visit Sterling because he really needed to find her because she goes MIA after he catches them.
For like 7 months.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Never let her go though. Mm-hmm. Always had her in his heart.
Because he had gifted her his sister's rosary and she left it behind. So he was like, no, I'm going to go give it to her because I want her to have it. Gift. And so he reaches out to Sterling, of all people. He goes to his work and Sterling's like, oh, I got to hand it to you. You know, I never said congratulations because she picked you. And Tyler was like, what are you talking about?
She picked you.
I thought you were with her. And Sterling was like, no.
I marry rich girls.
Yeah, so he kissed her that day that he caught them, but she pushed him away and...
But she was laughing with him.
Yeah.
Right?
She was, yeah.
I'm so confused.
She pushed him away and he kind of made it seem like he got punched by her or something.
But weren't they also in her bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you take a conversation there?
Because she had... Okay, so let's skip forward. Eventually, he does find her, and then she starts crying. They hug, and that's when she tells him, well, I wanted you to leave me because I felt so bad that I ruined your life. So I knew that you would catch us, but nothing happened. Like, she just, like, kissed him, and then they went their separate ways. So, and then she ended up working in New York. I don't remember where she went. She went to another state.
Dance studio.
Mm-hmm.
Abby Lee.
Yeah.
Love that for her.
Love that for her. So they got back together, I think, on the last page.
Yeah.
Oh, but there was an epilogue, no?
In the epilogue, I think he... What's in the epilogue?
They were getting married, but they were being nasty in
the
church.
And then for him, past priest, to be like, oh, because she was like, what if we get caught? And she, we'll just say we were praying. It's fine. Me and him, we go way back.
That's crazy. The end.
It was funny because there was a scene that said, like, she was being walked down the aisle by her father. Mm-hmm. And I was like, which one? Wait, which one?
Which father?
The father or the father?
Or the father. There's a lot of fathers here. It's a church.
So go ahead. Tell me how you absolutely loved it.
Oh.
5 out of 5. Book of the year.
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
One of your best.
I wouldn't go that far. I think the spice was done really well. Mm-hmm. But I won't lie, I did feel kind of gross because, you know, suddenly I felt the urge to go to church. You know, I feel like we should go to church tomorrow. But I don't know, like Cheli already said in the beginning of the episode, I felt like everything happened so fast. Like, I wish that Tyler would have actually struggled with his sudden feelings for Poppy. Like, he kind of just accepted. So it was pretty immediate when he was, like, turned on by her and turned on by her voice. And I just kind of wish that would have been until, like, later on, like when he started to learn more about her. And I don't know, because there was a point when they weren't together anymore, when she left him, where somebody asked him, like, oh, so does that mean you're getting laid now? Like, does that mean that you're just, like, going around with women? And he was like, no, because the only woman I want is Poppy. But that's not the feeling that I got when he first lusted over her.
Yep.
It didn't feel that genuine to me with the way that it started. But then again, I feel like I'm asking too much, because is this just meant to be like a spicy book? Like,
no, it's meant to be art, biblically accurate.
So I just wish things were different. The spice is good. I will forget about this story very quickly. So I just can't give it higher than a 2. Like, it's just not right.
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
It's not that book for me.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. Yeah. 2 seems like a generous, but I'm willing to give it a 2 because of the spice. Mm-hmm. I think that it would have been a better choice to have him fully hate her at the beginning because he didn't want to lust over her. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that would have been more impactful.
Yeah.
To me, because then if they had sex at that point, it would have been like, oh my God, what am I doing? It's so wrong, but it feels so right. I wanted that. Yeah. And we didn't get it. So I'm a little disappointed there.
Oh my God, what if, like, he pushed her away, like, refused to take her confession, and then met her, like, in the real world, you know? And then slowly started to fall in love with her there, and then was like, wait a minute, are you that blob that I see?
And then he has to confess about being in love, so he's in the box and he's like, can we actually switch spaces? And they have to switch, and then he's doing the confession.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. Mm-hmm. No, I'm about. Oh my gosh. Nah. 2, I'm so sorry. This was not for me. When you recommended it, I recognized that title so quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it.
I feel like this book was popping off.
It was. And
when we first started the book podcast, or maybe earlier on. And we just never got around to it. And I felt like it was time.
Oh my gosh.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
It's off. The Band-Aid has been thrown away. I've buried it. I'm religious now. I think it's time to let it go.
Yes, please. Let's move on from this chapter.
To anyone who is listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcast on, thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars and a book recommendation, I'm feeling spice. But let's move away from Jesus for a bit.
Yes, please.
I think we should. I would really love that. If you want to support us and you have a little bit of extra money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon. Oh my God, there's a second one. Sorry.
I know. I saw Sinner. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, why would I know that?
Oh my God, let me delete it from my want to read. So we do have a Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can also find us at Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. I suggest check out our Thursday episodes. We've kind of just been chilling in those episodes.
It's been fun.
And we put up our backgrounds, and honestly, we just had good talks, good vibes.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Some serious conversations.
Go check it out. Also, if you want to support us on social media, you can definitely find all of our social media on our link tree. That is linktr.ee/thebookfix. There's also a link to our book clubs on Fable and on Goodreads. Our book of the month is Strawberry Pancake Patch House.
The Strawberry Patch Pancake House.
That's what I said. By Lori Gilmore. That is our book of the month. We will be talking about it at the end of April.
So if you want to join in on the conversation, then please join our book clubs.
I feel like I never shout this out either, but on our link tree, we also have a Google form if you would like to recommend any type of episode from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so why don't we read positive and negative comments? I feel like I want to read a positive.
Okay.
So one of our followers read this, the one who recommended us Quicksilver, and she wrote, "As someone who's not religious anymore, I ate this up."
Oh my God, I
Shout
love
out
that.
Cassie, gave it 5 stars.
That's so funny. Okay, so my negative review comes from Persephone. They gave it 1 out of 5, and they wrote, "Guys, if the man you're seeing that just so happens to be a priest calls you lamb before, and I quote, slamming into you, end quote, maybe you shouldn't stay near him. Maybe you should just run away and never come back because WTF."
This comes from Paulette and her sexy alphas. Amazing, amazing name. Gave it a 5 out of 5. If there is one book you read this year, I'm going to say that you should read this book. Sierra Simone pushes boundaries, travels outside the box, and holds nothing back. I thought it was hot, sexy, dirty, naughty, and so well written. I could feel both Tyler and Poppy's struggle throughout the whole book. Right versus wrong. Be with someone versus your faith. The struggle was as real as they say. This book was totally outside of my norm in romance, and I am so glad I took the chance. Very well written love story with a lot of taboo.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
It's late.
It is late.
How are you hanging in there?
She's hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there because what we're going to talk about next might change me as a woman.
Oh my God.
So, surprising that this one did.
They're like, wait, are you sure priest didn't change you as a woman?
No, it changed me spiritually. Amen.
Here's my Bible.
I know. Dang, I should have brought one.
I think I do have one. No.
Me pulling out my Bible.
Oh my God, same. Because I have a roommate who gifted me a Bible.
I remember that.
And, I didn't want to be rude, so I took it. I think it's in storage.
I had a Bible that was Spanish English.
Oh.
It was beautiful because you would flip it over and the other side was the other language. Mm-hmm. My God, that thing was huge.
Like a one language Bible is huge, so I can't imagine
a two
language Bible.
She was huge. Okay, but I do want to say something. I do have Bibles on my Amazon cart. Thank you. I have the Bibles like that you can buy that have extra margin space, so you can
like the journals.
Read it. Mm-hmm. I really want one. Y'all think I'm joking about loving religion? I do. I love it.
This might be what ends us.
You knew this about me.
No.
You know this.
No.
I love it. You know what? Put a pin in that. I'm not gonna get canceled.
I'm just kidding, by the way. I would respect you either way.
No, same. And I respect you. I'm hating church.
It's my religious trauma, okay?
No, I get it.
That's actually really insensitive.
Oh, and I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.